Is Beurax in the middle of an exit scam? Are they going to run off with our money? I've got $40,000 tied up into this. I just dropped 0.35 BTC into it the other day. I had a little over 15 ETH. Just made a video a couple of days ago showing the withdrawals. They were coming in perfectly. And then I didn't release it because all of a sudden they weren't releasing the withdrawals. I'm going to talk about, what they have changed, what's been happening, my thoughts about it. And I will say this, I do not recommend at this time you put any more money into this. You'll remember I had shared that somebody had brought me Beurax the opportunity about a week before it launched. And I said, no, I turned it down. I said, I don't want to lead the charge on this because I have kind of an influence, in the marketplace. I don't want to be the one, really influencing the market with these kinds of high risk programs. And then I saw after months going by, almost half of my own community doing them anyway, doing other ones that are even more risky. Nobody understood the risk. I said, you understand these are risky? No, what do you mean? So I decided to go ahead and start getting involved. I love passive as much as anybody, but I understand the risks. And I understand that whenever you put funds into an account like this, especially something like this, when you don't really know who the owners are, it's not really fully transparent in terms of who they are and so forth, you know that they can run off with it at any time. Now let's talk about, there's some positives here in terms of some of the things we're seeing, but this is pretty crazy and shady in many ways what's going on. So for example, let's look at my withdrawal history. This was the first red flag, right? These withdrawals weren't going through. Now, prior to that, you see pages of withdrawals going through. I just started about 3 or so weeks ago, and I had been able to withdraw. Let's see, it says transaction history, total withdrawals. I was able to withdraw 10,000 in US. I was able to withdraw 4.79 in ETH. Not a lot of Bitcoin yet. I still had $40,000 or so wrapped up in here. So I didn't take out everything that I put in, but I was doing withdrawals regularly. And I thought this had a lot more legs on it. The market, most people feel still a bull market, still pretty strong. There was a correction the other day, right? Like a 30% correction in the market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything kind of went down suddenly. And I think a lot of people requested withdrawals. And, that spooks a lot of companies like this. Now, we had talked about Beurax compared to other high risk companies and felt that Beurax maybe had a little bit more security to go the distance, even though in the end, they all fall the same way, these kinds of programs, which is why I put a big fat warning label whenever I talk about them. But we thought they could go the distance a little bit more than others because they have your principal tied up in contracts where you can't withdraw everything all at once. They could just be getting greedy. They could just not want to let a lot of their balance go, right? We'll see how this plays out. But the big red flag, of course, they didn't send these refunds. They've come out with a letter letting everyone know that these were supposed to be put into some contracts, right? They forced me to put these into these deposits. So if I go to deposits, those should all be there. But what I'm noticing is, in fact, let me go to my deposits. It's easier to see them. They only did 3 of them. So you saw a lot of withdrawal requests that I did, which they said in their letter, we're going to end up in these commodity swaps. Maybe they combined some of them. I haven't done the total math on it, but it's still a little unclear to me if they did put all of my rejected withdrawal requests, into, it doesn't really add up. Let's see here. Maybe it does. Let's do it right now. I'm going to add this up and see if they combine them. 0.09, looking at this one, 22 ETH plus 0.005. It kind of looks like it might. Is that getting close to? No, it's not. So, it's not really, there's 0.04. I missed that one. Let's see if this is what's going on. Yeah, so that comes up to, I didn't add up perfectly, but 0.1442. So this is 0.1438. So, it looks like they did just kind of put those all into the same commodity swap. So it looks like they did do that. They did take the withdrawals that were rejected. Of course, they shouldn't have been rejected, but they had an explanation for that. And I'm assuming you guys read the letter. They had an elaborate explanation that due to the huge demand and due to the huge growth, and apparently the system wasn't working effectively, they couldn't manually do the withdrawals. And so therefore they have concocted a solution. And one of those was to force my withdrawal requests that they rejected into these new, what they call compensation commodity swaps, which are apparently paying like 7% per day. I'll get it back in 20 days. Apparently, I'm not able to take out my returns on a daily basis from this. So we'll see on that, right? But what's interesting is if I go back here, it shows this new section up here, right? So this is the lower section. This is all we used to have. And it says balance withdrawal will be available from April 1st. So I'm seeing that this is accumulating. Now, I don't know if I can reinvest this or not. I think I'm supposed to be able to reinvest it, but I won't actually be able to confirm that is what I'm saying until I have enough ETH, because this isn't enough ETH to actually do a reinvestment. If we go to make a deposit and we go to commodity swaps, which is, I think, all they're allowing that to be reinvested into, because you can't take out the daily returns every day until hopefully April 1st that changes. This is saying 7% for 20 days, but I have to have, it says 0.03. So I should be able to do that, right? Because I had 0.12 ETH in my other account, but this doesn't let me do it. It says it doesn't have enough. So I've heard that others are able to do a transaction. I'm not able to do it with the funds that I have in my balance. Like right down here, I have 0.12 ETH, and I've been told that people have been able to reinvest that. I'm not, as you just saw. So I'm not sure why, but at this time, I am not able to reinvest this. And so it's just going to, I guess, accrue there every day. And then I have this, and this is a mystery amount. Like I have no idea what this is, and nobody does. At first, we thought that it was maybe the daily returns had started on the forced commodity swap that they put in, the rejected withdrawal requests that I did. They forced them into this commodity swap, right here. But it's showing that I didn't get anything here yet. Now, maybe it's just not adding up. I don't know. So there's a lot of mystery and confusion right now underway about what's going on. At the present time, I'm not able to reinvest this down here, which is the part of the daily returns that I've just started getting. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted on that. Will I be able to reinvest that soon? And maybe I just can't yet. I mean, even if I can't take it out until April 1st, my understanding was I would be able to reinvest it into those higher yield options. But I can't as of right now. Right now, it's only letting me reinvest from here. And right now, I don't have enough in here in order to do that reinvestment. It doesn't really make sense to me why this is even here. I don't know where this came from. This whole section up here is new. I'm assuming that I have friends that are able to reinvest because they have enough up here for whatever reason, and they were able to reinvest. They also didn't know where that came from, and they reinvested it. And so will they be able to withdraw that before April 1st? In other words, because we see a little withdrawal button here, right? So this new section up here, if somebody reinvests, I wouldn't suggest putting any new money into this, guys. But if somebody reinvests something that miraculously ended up here at the top, of which we still don't understand how that happens at the time of this recording, will the accruals for that be able to be withdrawn? We'll keep you posted. Right now, it looks like a mess, a debacle, a fiasco. Most people think it looks like an exit scam, and I would agree. Yet, maybe they just made some mistakes in their trading, right? When the market corrected and they lost a lot of funds in that trading process, and they're trying to find new ground, and maybe they'll be able to pull it off. Hard to imagine if the market shoots up, right? If Bitcoin and Ethereum shoot up and they're able to capitalize on that, maybe they'll be able to get the show back on the road. But at this present time, I certainly wouldn't recommend anybody invest into this. And as I've always said, guys, if you listen to any of my videos, I never recommended anybody do this unless you're already doing them or fully understood, done them before and fully understood that they are extremely risky. And this is exactly what I meant. We don't have any control over our funds. And that's why I keep coming back to, this other method that I use to generate ETH every day that doesn't put my funds at risk. And a lot of you think Forsage is old news because it launched a year ago. It's not. It's absolutely not. It's a smart contract that can never be changed. It can never be altered. No one can pull the rug out from underneath you. It can never collapse. Nobody can run off with your crypto because all of the ETH that we get paid ends up in our wallets, our own wallets. We don't need permission or to log in to get it. We don't have to request it. It's immediately paid into our wallets. You see, and I have lots of accounts. This one, 358 ETH that I've made since October, 4 months. And this account, way over 800 ETH that I've made throughout my multiple accounts with this. Over 800 ETH since October, 4 months. The team using the same duplicatable process, over 12,000 ETH in the first 3 months. Last we counted it all up. Takes a long time to count up what the whole team made. We did that at month 3. 12,000 ETH, over 12,000 ETH they had made. We stopped counting at 12,000. It's crazy. It's working phenomenally well. And you do have to purchase levels in the smart contracts, and you get paid for whichever level you're in. Reach out to me for a video that reviews this, guys. And if you think you know what Forsage is, you did it with another team before, we do something called a team building strategy, and it's not like what anyone else is doing. Because of my marketing influence, I'm able to help people create a success story very quickly. Reach out to me. I'll put a link below. If you want to know how to build ETH every day, over 9 ETH I made yesterday, 3.2 ETH today. We're making ETH every day with this, and no one can ever take it away from us, lock it up. It's in our control. And even when we hit a bear market and everyone's going to be crying about the market going down here in the future, we're going to keep on making ETH, getting ready for the next bull market. Guys, it works really, really well. Find a link below this video and ask me about the no risk method and our unique team building strategy that builds ETH without risking it. It's really, really powerful. I'm going to keep you posted on this Beurax debacle. Again, this is how these things go. You have no control over what happens in these high risk, high yield programs. It's just the way it is. I would like to see them be able to get some legs and get it figured out, but I would not recommend anybody put more funds into this. I'll keep you posted as if I or my friends are able to withdraw before April 1st on the new investments that they've made with the mystery funds that have ended up here. Some of them have gotten a lot more than me, and they're able to reinvest. And I'll let you know, is this just going to accumulate down here? Will I be able to reinvest this? At this present time, I'm not. Go ahead and follow my channel if you're not already, and I'll keep you posted on this. Oh, if you want to be added to a support group where we're keeping each other posted on this, we have a strong community in there sharing what we know and what's happening. Let me know, reach out to me if you're in Beurax. I'll add you to that group so you can keep updated. And also, we're going to put together a group kind of notifying people on the different coins that we're investing into. So let me know if you're interested in that, because I made over 10% today, way more than what I ever made in Beurax, 10% today with Link. So, I mean, that's pretty powerful. And then if you want to know how we are using a non-risk method with our unique duplicatable team building strategy to generate ETH every single day, to invest into altcoins, to dabble in high risk programs and not have to worry about it if they pull out the rug from underneath us. This is reliable. This allows us to keep generating ETH no matter what's going on out there, that we can use to dabble with altcoins, to dabble with these high risk programs. Reach out to me at the link below and let me know you want to know how we're doing the team building strategy with this smart contract Forsage to generate ETH every day. I'll keep you posted on Beurax. Let me know if you want me to add you to our support group so you can kind of just have the community keep you updated as we go play by play.